Hi and welcome to the Classic MGB channel. As one of the first videos on the channel, I thought I'd show you around my MGB. Here it is. As you can see, it's a 1973 GT in British Racing Green, but it's had some interesting mods. Let me show you. So, looking at the front of the car to start with, you can see there's a couple of mods been done. The spotlights being the main thing. One of the things that MGBs aren't great at is lighting. So I've put some spotlights on, and I've also upgraded the bulbs. They're standard 55 watt bulbs, but they're supposed to be 50% brighter, and that's made quite a difference. You'll also see from the front of the car that I've got two badges, the MG Car Club and MG Owners Club, and I'd recommend joining if you're at all into MGB, of course. Now, one of the mods I've done to the car is to replace the standard road style wheels with mini lights. I kind of prefer them, it's a personal choice. I prefer them to the wire ones. Wire ones look fantastic but aren't that easy to clean, so mini lights it was. Moving to the side of the car, I love these Pininfarina lines. That smooth front, sloping back with a higher windscreen than the Roadster, of course, so that made the whole shape of the car just much smoother. Coming towards the back of the car, really the only modification that I've done is put a tidier aerial on. When I got the car, it had a hole anyway, so I've replaced it with a tidier, smaller aerial just to make things a little bit tidier. One other thing you'll notice from the side of the car is it has been lowered. It's had the adjustable shock absorbers put on the back, and the whole car generally has been lowered, which improves the handling a great deal, I think. Coming around to the back of the car, nothing out of the way here really, just a standard rear MGB. It's got a locking fuel cap and I put a chrome trim on the exhaust, but pretty standard. Reversing lights are standard. This is a 1973 model. So here I'm inside the car, and what have I changed here? Well, a few bits and pieces, nothing fundamental I don't think, but just to make it a bit more comfortable really. I've got a mounty wheel, smaller wheel on a mounty boss, just prefer that. I have changed the seats. The seats that came with the car were quite old and were very low and weren't well sprung, and I didn't really fancy reupholstering them. So I bought some new seats from MG Owners Club, leather, sports seats, very comfortable. I'm very pleased with them really. So onto the sort of central console, haven't really changed much here. A couple of things, I put a silver gear knob on, I've put a new stereo in now. A lot of purists will go, oh, you can't have CarPlay in an MG, but my view is that MGs are what you want them to be, and you can do what you like, really. So I've put a small single DIN unit in, which has CarPlay built in, and I use it with my phone. So I just plug the phone in and it works, got all my entertainment, and it doesn't look too obtrusive sitting in the dash. Another thing I've done is to put some auxiliary lighting in. I've got some LED strip lights in the footwells. You won't really be able to see that during the daylight, but at night it lights things up nicely, a bit like a modern car. And I've also put another strip light along the top here, which is accessible using this button, so I can switch it on and off independently. So that's pretty much it from inside the car. Let's take a look under the bonnet. So under the bonnet is pretty standard MGB. There's a few changes that the purists will notice though. It's got a servo on the brakes, which wasn't standard. It's got K&N air filters, again not standard. A alloy rocker, which another little extra. It's also got an uprated radiator and electric fan. The engine was rebuilt last year and it wasn't cooling properly. So we upgraded the radiator and the fan. A couple of other extras we've got under here. One is the electronic ignition and the other is the anti-run-on valves, which were installed when I got the car. But apart from that, pretty standard. It has been rebored to 1950, so it's slightly bigger than the standard 1800 engine. So that's it, a brief rundown on my MGB, and I absolutely love it. Future episodes, hopefully you'll be out on the road with me. You can see how the thing performs on the road. I'm doing a couple of track days with MGs on track. If you've got anything you'd like to tell me about your MGB, just let me know.